To perform a shoulder external rotation, passive range hold, your best setup or your easiest setup is probably going to be a doorway. So remember, to do a passive range hold correctly, we need to bring the joint to its end range in the desired direction, and then work to maintain that passive end range as we start to back out. So for your shoulder external rotation, what you're going to do is set up near the door, and you're going to bring your shoulder into its end range of active external rotation, and then move up to the wall and support your arm with the wall. Now here, to create or to move into your passive end range, you need to rotate your body about the axis of your shoulder so that the wall forces your hand or your arm backwards even more. So rotate to active end range, set on wall. We're going to pitch the body forward and down. Notice I didn't drive my chest forward past my elbow because I'm not trying to do this with my arm. I'm trying to get into more of this rotation. So hips going back and chest going down will bring you into that externally rotated passive end range. And then once you find your passive end range where you can't really go down any farther, this is where you begin the passive range hold. So from this position, breathe in and irradiate, and then try to pry the wrist backwards off the wall. That's just like the rails effort here. I'm trying to pull my wrist back, but it's not moving. So then, once I've ramped that effort up, I'm going to start to rock my torso back until I can pull the wrist clear of the wall. I will hold the desired time, then reset the shoulder so the wrist comes back to the wall, and then reset the chest so your chest comes back down again. Find your passive end range. Breathe in, start to pull that rails effort, try to pry the wrist backward off the wall. Slowly bring the torso upright, fight to pull the wrist off the wall as soon as possible. Clear and hold, and then relax and reset. When doing this, the less space you leave between your wrist and the wall, the more difficult the repetition will be. So I recommend only leaving an inch or less of clearance, because if you pull forwards and then you start to pry that wrist off the wall to here, you have all this room to kind of fail away from your end range, and it still feels like you're successfully holding the rep because you're not touching the wall. What you want to do is give yourself very little room for failure or room for error. So pitch forward, pull the wrist back, lift the chest until wrist is clear barely an inch, hold this for the desired time, then reset and repeat.